Hello, hello, hello. So we are officially back in Indianapolis. Is there a sign? Is there a sign here that says Indianapolis? It's probably right behind me and I don't see it. It is, I think it's like 12:37 a.m. and Alex brought his best friend Sarah's snowboard home because we had dinner with her old roommates last night. And it is in Phoenix, Arizona currently, because he checked it and it's not here. So all of our other bags are here, but so he's over there dealing with that right now. And I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll just vlog a little bit. I feel bad for him because he was just trying to do something nice, and of course it got all messed up, which is really weird because so he had 2 bags and he checked one at the gate because they were like, you can't, like, there were so many bags on the plane they were making anybody that like had like 2 bags. He's like a carry-on, but then like, you know, another bag. So they made him check it. Well, that one came through. I don't know why, because when we checked the I was gonna say surfboard. We checked the snowboard. We checked it with my black bag and it came through. So I don't know why. Flight was good. It was really short. It was 3 hours long. I watched, they had a bunch of movies on the plane. I was really excited about that. I love that. And I bought a bunch of candy and stuff, of course, because listen, I got to get back into the gym and getting back into shape tomorrow. They had this vegan restaurant at the airport, and I had a vegan BLT, and then I shared some of Alex's. It was a spicy BLT, and then it was called like, the restaurant was called like plant something, or I don't know. But then I shared some of Alex's fries. He got like a bunch of fries, and yeah. And then I got some candy for the plane, and I was so excited about it. And they had all these movies that I wanted to see. They had Boy Erased, Beautiful Boy. I love that book, you know. Anyway, they had a bunch of them, but I ended up watching McQueen, about Alexander McQueen was on there. What else did they have that I wanted to watch? I have half of Bohemian Rhapsody still to watch. So anyway, I watched Can You Forgive Me with Melissa McCarthy, and she's up for an Oscar for this. And I love her, and I had been wanting to see this for a really, really long time. It looks like my camera is kind of like foggy and out of focus. Is it? I hope not. Is it out of focus, do you guys? Like, my camera's been out of focus when I've been filming on my main channel lately, but I don't know why. I'm afraid to do this, because if I do this, then it'll be like, is that better? I can't even tell. It's so weird. Anyway, it always picks up stuff in the background. I don't know, like, what I'm, like, pushing the wrong thing. I'm gonna have to look into this camera and figure out what to do. So anyway, so I watched that whole movie. It was really, really good. I don't think it's for everybody. I thought she was good in it. I don't believe that she deserves to win the Academy Award for it. She was really good for her in a dramatic role. She was not as good as Lady Gaga in, I was gonna say Born to Fly. Why is it, I hate that it is doing that it's like focusing there. That's better. Here, I'll sit down here on the floor. Oh, now he's walking over here. But then I have to tell you guys, I watched The Wife, and The Wife with Glenn Close. Okay, I'm halfway through it right now. I cannot wait to watch the end of it, you guys. It is so good. I totally understand now why everybody is giving, why Glenn Close is winning all of these awards. So I'm so excited to see the end of it. It is fantastic. It is so good. But so anyway, did you figure it out, babe? Is it here? No. Okay. All right, so we're gonna head home, and then I will be back in a little while. Once I get home, I'm probably gonna drive back out, maybe get Tanya for a fountain pop or something. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. It is very late, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to vlog for, even though I said I was gonna do a long vlog tonight. It is 4:37 a.m., you guys. Oh, but I don't have a whole lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so that's okay. I already have my video that I'm posting tomorrow. Well, when you're seeing this today, I'm posting a video that I did with, Loie Lane, where we talk about paranormal stuff. And then she posted a video, she's gonna be posting a video on her channel about body positivity. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And then Saturday, unless some drama would occur, I'm posting a video with my friend Allie that I met up there. We did a video together about all the stuff that she's doing and how we knew each other, and she talks about me from back in the day. So that was a fun video to do too. But anyway, I'm taking my cord down. And, been having a hard time figuring out. I have all these cords hooked up because I was charging my phone and then I was listening to my audiobook, and I haven't listened to, you guys, I haven't listened to my audiobook the whole time I was gone. I listened to it a little bit on the plane on the way out there. I like don't know how I got back to Indianapolis and I got a mosquito bite, but like in the winter, but it feels like I did. I started backing up and it fell forward as soon as I started backing up. But anyway, oh, shoot. So yeah, I have this mosquito bite on my leg. But anyway, how does that even happen in Indianapolis? Our flight went well tonight. I got to watch 1.5 movies, but I was telling you guys about that earlier. And you guys, it's so funny. I did not check any of my Instagram messages the whole time I was out in LA. And I had like 3 people reach out to me and ask me to do a video while I was out there. I could have done 3 more videos while I was out there. And I'm like, I can't believe this. But anyway, I think I'm going to, so here's the deal. I made a decision. You know, I've always loved doing interviews. My husband and I, we did interviews for our website. Well, he still does, but we did interviews forever of like, you know, celebrities and all kinds of celebrities we interviewed. So many writers. Jackie Collins, twice we interviewed her. I love Jackie Collins. She passed away several years ago. She was so cool to us and so nice. Everybody was so nice that we interviewed. Tons of YouTubers I interviewed back in the day. And then I interviewed casts of TV shows, like a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race girls. We interviewed American Horror Story cast, tons of people. We had so much fun doing that. So I love doing interviews. And I really wanted to get back to doing interviews on my channel. But I want to do a lot of different interviews. I've reached out to actually quite a few mainstream celebrities, some reality stars, things like that. 2 of which, can I say, they're Bravo people that were agreed to do them. But they weren't going to be there when we were there. So, one of them's kind of a big deal from the show that she's on, and then the other one, and the shows are kind of tightly aligned, and then the other one has a book deal. So I wanted to talk about the book. But then I also want to interview a lot of YouTubers, and I want to show different sides of YouTubers, not just what people's perception of it is. And, you know, I did this video with Thomas Halbert, and the reason I wanted to do the video with Thomas Halbert was because I had talked to Thomas, and Thomas has this perception that, you know, he's canceled and all this kind of stuff, and I know a lot of people don't like him. I didn't really do the interview for everybody else. I didn't really do the interview for me. I did the interview because I wanted Thomas to realize, God, there's just like tons of water. I feel like I'm driving through rivers here. I wanted Thomas to realize his own self-worth. And I've been talking afterwards to his videographer, PR person. She's fantastic. Fantastic. And she cares a lot about him, and she's just really a neat woman. And that's why I did it. And you know, that's what I enjoy in meeting people in my real life, is sharing what's relatable, and you know, me sharing stories with them and them sharing stories with me, and looking at commonalities and realizing that none of us are really that different, you know. And it was interesting because that video got a lot of negativity, and it was like, we get upset because people do something, but then we don't ever want to give them the opportunity to change, you know. And I think it's really sad in our society that we just write somebody, and not just on YouTube or in celebrities, but just in real life too, you know. We just like write somebody off really quick. But then there's other people that we just tolerate stuff, you know, from over and over and over and over and over again. And, you know, it's kind of sad to me. I think everybody has, you know, the opportunity to change if they take it. And so anyway, but I want to do a lot of different interviews with like a lot of different YouTubers. I actually just reached out to somebody that I'm a huge fan of. and they said yes, so I'm gonna be planning that trip. I have a lot of trips planned for just doing stuff like that, and some Alex will go on if he can, and others he can't, you know, always because of his work schedule. But we had such a fun time on this trip. He was like, what was your best, he goes, we were like on the Uber ride on the way to the airport, and he goes, okay, what was your best, the best part of your trip? And I said, you know what, this is so strange. I said, but like, the first day we got there, and you and I just hanging out in the hotel room together and we took a long nap, and we got up and got changed and walked around a little bit, and then we went and met his friends at Tom Tom for dinner, and then we went to the Abbey, just he and I, and I'd never been to the Abbey, that gay bar, and we had such a great time. It was just like, you know, he and I connect so well when we're on trips together because there's just no like outside distractions really. So it was nice, and it feels so weird being back in the car vlogging because I haven't for, you know, several days. But anyway, and then I said, you know, and last night was really fun because when I left Thomas's apartment, like I sat around and like Alex went and met up with the girls first, and then I sat there and talked to him and his videographer, well really his videographer, for a while, and then I left, and I said, you know, it was so much fun just being at the restaurant with you and Sarah's old roommates, like, cause I just got to meet them, and they were like so fun and just so down to earth, and it just was really nice. It was like, I don't know, like one of the things I really realized about this trip is, I guess I've kind of always, maybe from the very beginning, struggled with understanding how I can exist on YouTube. And I think this is a really good message for anybody out there that wants to do YouTube, or you guys have a channel out there and, you know, everybody thinks that you have to move to LA or you have to do this. Yes, I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. Like, I think that if you live in LA, there's a lot of opportunities. You can meet a lot of people. Like, in talking to Loie, like, Loie and her roommate literally know everybody. And so they get invited to the parties and they go do this, and they could just call somebody up and be like, hey, you want to collab, and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, there are those opportunities out there, but at the same time, what I realized was, I think it's, I mean, I'm no Sissy Spacek or Jessica Lange, I know that, right? But like, I always loved that, like, Sissy Spacek stayed in Virginia, you know, and like, you know, Jessica Lange and Sam Shepard had, like, you know, a ranch in Minnesota, I think, and I think Sissy Spacek's in Virginia. And you know what I realized was that, like, I can be me and live here, or, you know, go to, like, if we move to Florida or get a place in Florida, and I don't have to compromise what I'm passionate about doing with YouTube. And I can fly out there a couple times a year and meet up with some people, or fly other places and meet up with some people, but I don't have to compromise, like, who I am. And really who I am is, like, I had a great trip, but I would not want to live there. It's not just because it's so expensive, which it is. It's very expensive. And it's not because it's just like a big city and it's a rush. And I mean, it's just, for me, like, this is who I am, you know? Like, and it really validated that for me, how much me just being the simple person that likes to watch Netflix shows, read, listen to audiobooks, be with my best friend getting a fountain coke, going out to dinner with my husband and another couple, like, how okay that is, you know? And that I can have all of that together, you know, and still do what I love. And then if an opportunity comes up, I can go to it, you know? It also made me remember why I started YouTube, which was because of how much, like, fun it is. I've always had fun on YouTube, you know, but, like, sitting, you know, with these people and, like, meeting new people and kind of, you know, it was fun. And it really got my, like, you know, creative thought process going of thinking about new things that I wanted to do and new, you know, different kind of ideas that I want to try. And so I want to interview a lot of people, but I also want to interview just a lot of, like, my video that I did with Allie that I'll be putting up on Saturday, hopefully, or Sunday, is very much what I want to do a lot more videos about. I want to do videos about people in my real life that inspire me. People that, you know, maybe some people that I don't even really know that well, you know, but, like, just what they do or their message is inspiring to me. Just people that don't have to, you know, have some huge platform to be inspiring people. Because I say this all the time, but I really believe it. You know, everybody's story is important. And I want to do a lot of that. And, you know, I vet out the idea of the Storytellers channel, and it wasn't the right time with everything that was going on. But, you know, like, I want to have people share their stories that have inspired me. Whether it's a YouTuber, whether it's, you know, because I mean, I think even with people that we have certain perceptions about, I think with everybody there's something that we can take from their story. You know, I think there's something that we can learn from everybody. So it was like a really good trip for me in ways that I didn't expect, if that makes sense. I know I always say that if it makes sense. I'm sorry. I got a Diet Coke from McDonald's tonight. I was craving it. I was talking on the phone. I was like, I'm getting a Diet Coke from McDonald's. But yeah, you know, like, I can do, you know, all of that stuff. And I think it's interesting. I think, like, my friend Valerie texted me and she goes, are you moving to LA? And I mean, we talk all the time, right? I think she's heard something I said in my vlog and thought like that meant I was moving to LA. And I said, no. I said, I miss my home and my dogs right now. And she said, she was like, I was like, I didn't know. I was worried for a second. And I said, do you miss me? And she said, of course I miss you. And I was like, well, when are we going to the casino? I mean, it's just that, you know? And, I don't know, and it made me feel very, this is such a cheesy word, but it made me feel very, like, you complete me. It made me feel very complete in a way to go out there and to realize I, like, get to do all of this really fun stuff and meet all of these really amazing people. And, you know, I mean, I have a list of about 30 people that I would like to, like YouTubers that I'd like to meet. If you guys have some suggestions of who you'd like to see me, like, possibly do a collab with, let me know. It's really weird. Like, almost everybody that I reached out to said yes. But almost, like, I would say 95% of the people that I reached out to that couldn't do it said no, not right now, or yes, I would do it, but like maybe not an interview, like maybe just something fun. And I was like, fine. Or they were like real busy and couldn't do it right now, but they were like, if you come back out here, let's do it. Everybody was really, really nice. So yeah, it was cool. It was so much fun. I know a lot of people like Chris from The Rewired Soul. He actually got into LA today. I mean, we literally had like a 2-hour gap where he was checking into his hotel and we were going to the airport, and our plan was to film today. He was like the last one I was going to do. And we were going to talk about, like, he and I were going to talk about, we're going to do 2 videos, one on my channel and one on his channel. And we were going to talk about, like, sobriety stuff, because we're both sober. And I'm really sad. I really wanted to do that video. And I know people have mixed feelings about him, but Chris has always been a really nice guy to me, and I judge people based on how they treat me personally. And I'm very proud of him for his channel. He works very, very hard. And, I gave him some suggestions today on some stuff that I think that he could do with his channel, that I think, yeah, his wheels are always turning, and I like his confidence too. So we didn't get to do it. So that's another one. I want to fly to Vegas. Well, we love Vegas anyway, you know, so, you know, for 2 days or something, and meet up with him and do that at some point. It was kind of eye-opening for me, you know, like, and in a good way, not in like a sad way or a bad way or anything like that. You guys, the only chapstick that I had, oh, did I find it? No. The only chapstick that I had with me, besides this greasy stuff, that was that Chanel lip balm, which I don't like. And I think I left it on the plane. I left my icon hat on the plane going there. I think I left that on the way back. I left my phone cord in Rich Lux's hotel room. But oh well. We can get another phone cord, right? That was so much fun. It was nice meeting him. It's so weird because we've never met in person, you know, and just to sit there and talk with him in person was so much fun. And I mean, we talk like every day, every other day on the phone, and it was no different. I mean, we just hung out there and talked. And I think that if you watched the vlog with Rich and I, you got to see like the most real, unedited, like, of us just sitting there talking, because that was really like what it was like the whole night. It was fun. It was, you know what it was like? It's weird. It was like seeing an old friend that I hadn't seen in like 5 years or something, you know, and it was nice. It felt normal, and I don't know, it's like, this whole YouTube thing is so weird to me. Like, you know, before I came out here to like start listening to my audiobook and vlog, I watched back my Loey video, and then because I have to post that tomorrow, and then I was watching back my video with Allie that I'm gonna post this weekend, and that's my friend that I hadn't seen in forever. And there's a question in there, somebody asks, like, did you ever imagine Peter would be doing YouTube? And it's like real weird, like when we're talking about it. And oh, by the way, on the Loey video, I'll let everybody else pick it up, but we talk a lot about paranormal stuff, but we also talk about my mom and her dad having passed away. And there was a sound in the background when I was watching it back. I'm like, what is that? The sound comes out of nowhere, you guys. And it's right when Loey says, I know my dad is always around me. And it's just like, all of a sudden you hear the sound in the background. That sound was not in the apartment. Alex was literally sitting in the kitchen on his phone. Her roommate was sitting 2 feet from us playing Toontown. Her brother was in the other room, and that was that. And it was like, literally like, the camera was sitting right in front of the TV. There was nothing, nobody around. It was so, I texted her, I was like, girl, I was like, there's a weird sound on the video. She's like, that doesn't surprise me at all. My dad's always around me. I loved that. But yeah, it was really fun. And, I don't know, it was really good for me. It like really lifted my spirits, and it made me, you know, I've been wanting to change things up with my channel a little bit too, but still stay the same, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I want to do the drama. I'm not going to stop doing the drama. But I want to do some new stuff on there too, you know, some different stuff. And I'm not going to start another channel right now. Like, I mean, I say right now because I don't want to say I'm never going to start another channel again and then I start another channel. You know what I mean? I will tell you something funny, and I don't want to ruin the video, so I won't tell you a whole lot more, but, so I met with the Psychic Twins, and we did 2 videos on each of our channels, and the first videos that are going to air on both of our channels, it's basically like one long video, but we just cut it in half, and they put half on theirs and half on mine, was they do a past life regression on me, which was bizarre. And then they did like a mediumship psychic reading. And I don't want to tell you guys what happened on there, but there was some real freaky stuff that came out of it. But one of the things that they said was that I need to get rid of they see me getting rid of one of my channels. And it was weird. I was like, I don't know what channel I would get rid of. Like, I like all of my channels. Like, I'm so attached to all of my channels. I just can't imagine getting rid of, you know? So I don't know. And then, so much construction around here that I don't remember. I wonder if it just happened in the last couple days. But anyway, and then the second part is us doing celebrity readings. And I don't talk a lot about, it was weird because they asked at one point, they're like, because I walked in and they're like, you have really, really strong, like, psychic intuition. Do you know that? And I was like, they're like, do people tell you that? Do psychics tell you that? I said, every psychic I ever go to tells me, they're like, why are you not doing this full time? Like, you have such strong psychic intuition. And they're like, yeah, it's like overpowering. And, but what was interesting was that in our celebrity predictions, like, we went through all these people, like, almost every celebrity we talked about, they would say something and I would say like the opposite. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. I don't know, you know, and I explain on there how it is for me, that I just go with like, I explain it on the video. You guys will have to watch it. I don't want to ruin the video. They were super, super nice. They were, I mean, so professional. So professional. I mean, like, literally sending me, like, confirmation, like, times and stuff. I was so impressed with them. And, I have to thank, Mel, because she's the one that kind of, like, got that ball rolling. And there's a little surprise for Mel in the video, so, but they don't post very often, so that video is going to air at the middle of next week, the first one, and then the second part will air the following week. Their videographer, I said, well, when do you want to post these videos? Like, because, like, you know, you post them at the same time and whatever. And he was like, well, what day do you want to do next week? And I was like, next week? He goes, well, how long will it take you to edit the video? And I go, edit the video? I can go home and have it ready in 20 minutes. He goes, seriously? I go, yeah, I literally just cut off the beginning and the end so it looks a little clean. And I said, he goes, you really don't edit at all? I go, no. Like, this was baffling to people out there, okay? Not that they disliked it, but that they didn't understand it. Like, it was so funny, because with every person that I would, like, film with, hold on a second, I need to turn on my defrost. With every person that I would film with, like, ooh, that's hot. No, we don't need that much heat. They would sit there, and then, like, they would be talking, and then they would stop, and they'd say, okay, edit. And then I think I said this in one of my vlogs the other day, but it was just, like, really weird. I was like, oh my God, I'm so not used to this. And that's why I go off on tangents, because I just go, la, 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 la. I'm gonna turn around. And, so, you know, like, that's why I go off on tangents sometimes. I don't know, maybe I should edit that part out. But then now, if I edit parts out, people are always like, why did he edit that out? When it's just like, sometimes the video got, like, really long. But anyway, yeah, it was a fantastic trip. It was really fun. We had a good time. We ate a lot of really good food. I had two veggie burgers. These Impossible burgers that they have out there that are so good. I think Cheesecake Factory has it here, but it's so delicious. The one last night, oh my God, this place that we went last night, I don't know what it was called. It was like some kind of, like, little pub. Felt like an Irish pub, and they had a fancy, I was telling Tony about this on the phone too. I was like, can I get a Coke? And he was like, we don't have just, like, regular soda. And I was like, well, do you have anything that's non-alcoholic? Because it's like they had all the kind of, like, you know, beers and all that kind of stuff. He's like, yeah. He's like, we have this, it's a cola. He goes, but it comes in a bottle. And he goes, and I said, it's non-alcoholic. He's like, oh, yeah, it's just a cola. And he brought it to me, and I thought I really wouldn't like it. Are you ever like this with stuff? Like, I tried it, and I at first was like, ooh, I don't know that I like this. And then, like, 3 sips in, I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is so good. I was telling Tanya, I was like, she goes, well, what is it called? And I said, I don't know. I put it on my Instagram story, and I saved the picture so we can go find it. I said, because it's so good, I want you to try it. But the Impossible burger there last night was so good. Like, true, okay? I said to the waiter, I go, excuse me, I go, are you sure? I go, I just want to make sure, because I bit into it, and it was, like, red in the middle, like, not red, but, like, it was, like, pink in the middle. I mean, it looked like a burger. It's gonna stop, hold on. It looked like a burger in the middle, and I said, it's kind of pinkish in the middle, and he goes, okay, so the vegetarian burger so the Impossible burger has avocado and sprouts on it, and he said, but people ask that all the time. And I go, do they really? He goes, oh yeah, I get asked that all the time. Like, are you sure this is a vegetarian burger? Because it is so good, first of all. But second of all, it tastes just like a cheeseburger. It tastes just like a cheeseburger. I couldn't believe it. And today at the airport, Alex got a cheeseburger. I got this thing. Did I already talk about this earlier? I don't know. Maybe I was telling somebody on the phone. I can't remember. But, it's been a long day. You guys, I am exhausted. I am really tired. But, they had this like vegetarian restaurant, and so I got this. It was a spicy vegetarian BLT, and it was like tofu bacon, and I was like, this is gonna be so gross. I'm not even. And are you ready for this? It was $16.75. Okay, and this is how hungry I was, and there was nowhere else for me to eat. Oh, I did talk about this earlier on here tonight because I said that we shared fries. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, but it was really good. I couldn't believe it. Oh, man. It's kind of nice having these videos done, especially like for the next 2 days, because then I can like focus on my Peterisms channel, which I haven't posted on at all this week, my booktube channel, which I haven't posted on at all this week, and my review channel, which I haven't posted on at all this week. So I can focus on those channels for the next 2 days. I miss so much posting on those channels, so I'm real excited about that, and get back into some booktube stuff. And I've got a lot of books I want to read this month. So I've got to do my TBR, and then I got to do my, well, maybe tomorrow I'll do my, always thinking, see, maybe tomorrow I'll do my, what do you call it, wrap up. We'll see. Yeah. I said to Alex, I said, doesn't it feel like we've been gone forever? And he was like, it is so foggy outside, you guys. He was like, yeah, he goes, it seems like we've been gone forever. I was like, I know, it seemed like a really long trip, which is so weird because, so we flew in on Sunday, and that day we just relaxed all day. But then Monday, was it Monday and Tuesday? Yeah, Monday and Tuesday, it was just like back, it felt like back to back. I was like all over LA. And then today we flew out. We stayed at the London in West Hollywood, and you guys, it was so nice. And you like walk in, they had a dog, okay, in their like waiting area, this bulldog. It was so cute. And it very much does have like a feeling of like an English hotel. And the rooms, like I showed you guys, the rooms were gorgeous, but the staff was just absolutely incredible. We got there, and the room that we had was like not ready, and so they like, well, it was ready, but we had to like wait like a half an hour, and the guy was like, I don't want to make you guys wait, I know you're tired. He was like, we're gonna upgrade you to a suite. He goes, which basically is just a better view, because we like the view of like the hills and stuff. And he was like, but I want you to enjoy your trip. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. So he like upgraded us. And but like every time I would go to the bar to get a cup of coffee, because like this bar right by the elevator, bar restaurant, it was really nice, a really nice bar. I would go in there, and all the bartenders were like, I would like, you know, order a cup of coffee for me or for both of us, and they would just like be like, oh, well, here, don't worry about it, I'm not gonna charge you. And so they were really, everybody was really nice there. I found the people in Los Angeles to be actually really nice. There was only one night that, well, the waiter at the Ivy was kind of very standoffish, kind of, but the whole place kind of was like that, honestly. I mean, it was so like hoity-toity, it was so expensive. I just couldn't, oh my God. When we sat down there, I started looking at the menu, I was like, oh my God, this place is so expensive. But I'm glad I went, experienced it. I wouldn't go back, never in a million years, unless I was making, I don't know, $20 million a year and I didn't care. But I have to say, the food sucked there too. So, sorry, Ivy, but your food, it didn't suck. It just was like, I don't know. So I got like this corn chowder. It was spicy corn chowder, and it literally was like they just took like corn on the cob and just like took it off and put it like in a soup. Like it was like hard corn. And I was thinking it wouldn't be. And then yeah, and then I got this like vegetarian ravioli, which was, it was good. It just was not worth how much it was. And I mean, it was just expensive. The whole meal was expensive. And I told Allie I'd take her out to lunch, because she was like, well, if I do a video with you, you gotta take me out to lunch. I was like, girl, I'll take you out to lunch. And she just got soup, and I felt bad for her. She was like, she didn't even finish her soup. She's like, I'm not really hungry. She said it wasn't any good. She had like this chicken gumbo, and she said it wasn't any good. And Alex said his was really good. But then we went to this restaurant called Catch, and the hostesses there were kind of rude, but the waiters were really, really nice. But other than that, I mean, to tell you, every person that I encountered, like working at just the place that I went and got candy last night, to the hotel staff, to the Uber drivers, were incredible in LA. So nice. Like in Miami, they don't talk at all to you, like when you're driving. It's weird. Like if you ask a question, they'll give you like a one-word answer, and that's kind of it. I mean, there's been a few exceptions to that where people will like talk and tell you stories and stuff like that. But by and large, like in Miami, my experience has been that Uber drivers don't really talk to you. But in LA, they were every Uber driver I had, although quite different and a little weird sometimes, and I kind of got the feeling some of them were making up stories a little bit, but I don't know. So anyway, but it was funny. But they were all really, really nice, very talkative. Yeah, I was just really impressed with everybody out there. Everybody was so friendly and just welcoming, and everybody that I did a video with was so kind and so nice, and, you know, it was very cool. It was a really fun trip. And now I'm home, and tomorrow I get to get my doggies. They had to have baths because I didn't want them to, you know, they've been running around. Well, Pee-Pee's been up in the office and sleeping in his little suite area and all that kind of stuff. But Boo and Tucker have been running outside, Tanya said, and she didn't have very many dogs, so she brought them back with Pee-Pee. She didn't let them sleep with Pee-Pee because she was like, I don't know, that like I'm afraid that they'll like run around and like mess stuff up. So she put him like in this like huge pen thing that she has in like one room. It's like these two huge like suites. So she put them in there, and but she said during the day she had them in like with like the doggy daycare dogs, and so they were like running around outside and all this kind of stuff. And I said to her today, she goes, well, it's been kind of like a little wet here lately. And I said, are they dirty? And she goes, Boo and Tucker are a little dirty on their feet. She says, it's a good thing that you're having them, getting them, you know, baths and stuff tomorrow. So I was like, okay. Somebody is texting me, and I'm like, who is texting me at 5:10 in the morning? Like, this is crazy. I downloaded this new, well, I guess it's not new, it's from 2018, but it's a song that Alex loved. It's this, I'm like driving all through this parking lot of this pizza place I've never even been to in my life. But this Miley Cyrus song, oh my god, I love it. Oh, that was Loie. She said she just finished editing our video and that it turned out really good and she's excited. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense, so I haven't eaten since. So it's 5:12 a.m. and so if I was in Miami, I'm like on the next trip now. I said, Alex, we got to plan another trip before we go to Miami. So when we're leaving Miami, well, leaving Mexico, we've got another trip planned. He was like, okay. This is gonna be our year of travel. Let's see, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2. So it's 2 a.m. right now there, and we left at 3 p.m. So I haven't eaten in almost 12 hours. I guess that would make kind of sense that I'm kind of hungry, wouldn't it? But here's the thing, I don't really want to go in anywhere and get anything at the grocery store. So, and I know we don't have anything at home, and the only thing that's open is McDonald's, and I'm not going back through McDonald's, and I don't even want McDonald's right now, so that doesn't even sound one bit appetizing to me. Actually, hummus sounds really good to me, but I don't want to have to go to the grocery store. So I'll just wait till tomorrow, I guess, and get up tomorrow and get something to eat. was like in my head, like thinking like, what else is open? But nothing's open. I mean, I know like that's the one thing about being in Indianapolis is nothing is open this time of night, you know. It's nice here though. It's like, well, it's not nice, but it's 44 degrees and it doesn't feel, it actually felt colder in LA than it did here. Is that not crazy? So yeah, it was a really good trip. It was really fun. It was very eye-opening for me, and everybody was so nice, and you know, it made me. I think it. This is gonna sound so silly, but it like really made me appreciate my simple life. Like it really, really did. You know, there is very much a hustle to LA, and I mean like the YouTube LA. There's very much a hustle to it that I don't think. I don't know, like, I'm just not, I can see, like, I can see very easily being consumed by that, and that's just not, like, what it's about for me, but I enjoy it, like, I enjoy, like, meeting the YouTubers and stuff, but I think because I can't, like, all the time, you know, because it was a trip, that then it makes it even more special for me when I get to do that. And then, so, you know, I think it will be fun for me because then I can like plan, you know, 2, 3, 5, whatever collabs when I go out there, and go out there, you know, 2 or 3 times a year maybe, and do that, and it'll be fun, you know what I mean? Like, I was actually also looking at like the prices to just like fly out there, like, you know, like red eye, check into a hotel, do a bunch of collabs, and then fly out the next day. And it's really not that expensive. Like, it's very realistic for me to do that. And so, straw. And so I was like, you know, that's another option too. Like, if somebody would just reach out to me and said, hey, do you want to do this, you know, that I could do that. And I've actually had people reach out to me in the past, and it just didn't end up turning out, that were like, can you fly out here for like literally like a day and then fly right back out? And I was like, yeah, I could do that. But it was fun. It was good. I wish I'd had a little bit. I love being in hotel rooms. I wish I'd had a little bit more time to just kind of like hang out in the hotel room. But Alex got to do that for both of us, so that's cool, you know. I like came in yesterday, and it was between something. Oh, it was before we went to Thomas's, and I came in, and Alex was like literally like, he had gotten like a bunch of candy, chips, popcorn, and like a bottle of wine, and he hadn't decided yet if he was gonna go with me, but he ended up going. And because we weren't supposed to go out to dinner till like 10 o'clock that night, and so this was in the afternoon. I don't know what time I got back, 4:30ish, 5 maybe, I don't know, 5 I think, because it was like quitting hour. It was like, you know, rush hour traffic. And when I got back, he was just like laying on the couch watching reruns of Martin, and he wasn't drinking wine, but he was just eating the candy. But he did last night when we came back to the hotel room after we ate. I sat there and threw up my videos and vlogged a little bit, and then he watched some TV and had a glass of wine, and he had fun. He had a really good time. It was nice. It's relaxing, actually. Some parts of the trip were really relaxing, but I didn't get to do anything touristy. That's the one thing. Like, I really wanted to see the Hollywood sign, but like everybody was like, it's so rainy out here that if you went up to Runyon, it would be like all muddy anyway. And I really wanted to see the stars. I really wanted to go see where Marilyn Monroe is buried. That cemetery, Roselawn Cemetery, is that what that's called? I wanted to do one of those murder tours, and actually one of my Uber drivers told me about it, and he said they take you to like where the Black Dahlia stayed, the hotel room. They take you to like some house with like the O.J. Simpson thing, and then they take you, and this was the thing I really wanted to see, because it's so eerie to me when like, I haven't read the whole Helter Skelter, but when I can't even remember how many pages I got into it, but not many. But the whole beginning part of it, when like the maid walks in and it's on that Celia Drive, and I was telling this guy that, and he was like, oh yeah, he was like, that's on like that murder bus tour, and he's like, you see a bunch of stuff, and he goes, I actually picked up this couple that I just finished it. He was like, this was like a month ago. And he was like, it was like $40 or $20 a person. And he was like, they said it was completely worth it. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah. He said that was really worth it. You got to see all kinds of stuff. So actually, we walked out of our hotel room. This kind of freaked me out because back in the day, I loved River Phoenix. And I kind of had a huge crush on River Phoenix when I was in high school. And we walked out of our hotel, and right there on the corner is the Viper Room where River Phoenix died outside. And I was like, I looked at Alex, I go, oh my God, it's the Viper Room. And he goes, so what? And I go, that's where River Phoenix died, Alex. And he goes, River who? And I go, oh my God. I go, Joaquin Phoenix's brother. He goes, Joaquin Phoenix had a brother that died. I was like, I felt like in that moment. And that's where often, like, between Alex and I, it's like not always like age stuff, it's cultural stuff. Because like, I don't know that like maybe if he grew up here, he would have known that. You know, it's like a lot of the music like Journey and like Fleetwood Mac and stuff, he doesn't know because he came from Venezuela when he was 12, right? But like, if he had grown here, he definitely would know like Fleetwood Mac and Journey and all those songs, you know, that you hear all the time on the radio. I forgot about my car stopping all the time. It's kind of, oh, the temperature went down a degree. It's 43 degrees. I forgot about all that. So yeah, that was fun. I felt like I drove, so when I was going to one of the collabs, they took me up Mulholland, which I wanted to see. And this is so weird because one of my mom's favorite movies was Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. She loved that movie. She actually bought it for me on DVD like 3 times. She would buy me movies. She forgot that she would have favorite movies, and then she would buy them for me like over and over and forget that she had bought them for me. Legal Eagles with Daryl Hannah is another one with Deborah Winger and Robert Redford. She bought that movie for me on VCR tape like 2 or 3 times. She kept on forgetting that she was buying it. And my aunt did it too. My aunt would like buy me this poetry by James Kavanaugh, and the poem is, there are men too gentle to live among wolves. It's kind of weird now that I think back on that, about like how my life has turned out a little bit. But she'd always say that it reminded her of my Uncle Dave, and I love that poem anyway. But so she gave me that book, I mean, I think more than 3 times actually. And isn't that funny that we forget what we give people sometimes? It's nice being back and just like vlogging in the car. I kind of missed it. I know you guys are probably like, well, we liked you being all over the place and being different places, so we got to see different stuff. I'm going to try to do more of that. I'm going to try to be better about vlogging throughout the day and showing different things that are going on and just being around the house and stuff like that, because I know you guys enjoy that. But all right, listen, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to head home and get this up and start rendering this, and then yeah, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being so supportive of my trip to LA. It really meant a lot to me. I have to tell you, I was very nervous about going out. I will say this before I get off here. You know, I was very nervous about going out there. I've talked a lot about this, especially in the past. I have a lot of social anxiety. People can say what they want to say about, you know, me doing collabs, and I don't really care. That was really for me. And, you know, trying some new stuff. The Thomas Albert thing I really wanted to do for him, because I wanted, you know, him to see that. I wanted him to see his own self-worth, that, you know, no matter what you go through in life, I think everybody deserves to see their own self-worth, you know, and, but it was fun for me to do. I mean, it was fun for me to do something different and step outside my comfort zone, you know? And, like, that's what it was for me this trip, because, like, I can tell you that, like, literally, like, the day before, like, I didn't want to go. I was like, I mean, I wanted to go to LA, but I didn't want to go to do any collabs because I was so nervous about it. And, you know, I went and it just was so natural and almost like, okay, so the second day that I, like, filmed with, like, when I came home from filming with Loie that night, and then, you know, we went to eat and stuff, and then the next day that, like, I filmed with Psychic Twins, and then I came home and we went to, I mean, I was almost kind of, like, on a high. Like, it was so much fun, and it was, like, it was something for me. It kind of reminded me of going to meetings that I had never been to before, where you like step outside your comfort zone and you meet new people, and like it shows you a different side of yourself. And it was really good for me. And I'm really happy that I challenged myself to do something different. And I have to say, you know, I want to thank, I have so many friends of mine that were so encouraging to me through this whole thing, that, 3 people, and honestly, Mel and some other people that were so nice to me, that honestly, like, if they hadn't said what they said to me, I don't know that I would have like ended up really pushing as hard to get some of these things to happen. And I'm glad that they did, because for me, it was a learning experience. It was really fun, and it made me realize that it's good for me to take, some risks and do things that are different and try something new. And for you guys out there that were really supportive and saying things in the vlog about, oh, this is so much fun, or I'm glad you're out there, I'm glad you're having fun, and all that kind of stuff, like, thank you so much. It really meant a lot to me. And, whenever you guys are supportive in the comments, I just love it. And it just lights up my heart. And I just appreciate it so much, more than you guys probably even know. So thank you. And I love you. And I'm back in Indianapolis. So tomorrow we'll have a longer vlog. I love you. And I will see you then. Bye.